Alright guys, it's Jared here, head coach at Purpose Fitness, and we've got athlete Kirstie and also our customer and admin manager here at the Purpose Capital. We're in the gym today. We're currently 8 weeks out from the Miss Fitness Australia show. This is Kirstie's second show. So after a beautiful off season, we're heading in 8 weeks out. So we've just come off the back of a 2-week diet break, sitting at 2,400 calories as she's hit her composition as to where we need, and we wanted to focus on recovery coming into the final 8 weeks. So today we've got arms and shoulders. So we're going to show you guys exactly how we're training into the lead up of these final 8 weeks, and obviously show you how much muscle Kirstie's put on, ready to dominate that stage in 8 weeks time. Let's get it. All right, so guys, in this ab exercise, typically I prefer to use a machine. That way we can ensure that we're keeping a balance with both the obliques and the lines of the direction. All right, and we can also use a bracing mechanism with a pad in the back of it. We don't have an ab machine here, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the same sort of motion of a crunch with a weighted assistance of the rope on the cable. So Kirstie, do you want to grab the cable for me? So when we're going on here, what we're going to do is actually pull her hands around her head. So that way what we're actually doing is we're trying to focus on the line of direction coming through the abs. So what we're doing is by applying the weight up to her head, it's actually allowing for most of that tension to apply to the midsection. So it's going to enhance the mechanical tension that applies to the abdominal, on top of obviously what weight we do have. So do you want to set yourself up around the head there for me? So once we're in here, we're going to keep this nice and tight. So we don't want to be leveraging through here because we don't want to be activating at lats. It's not a lat exercise, we're going to be maximizing abdominal contraction. So this is stable, all right, we're not moving. So from here, we're going to keep hips fixed. We're going to drive the abdominals into the spine, arching our back, and then pulling our elbows to the knees. Go. Good. And then as we get through here, we're going to open up to the thoracic. So what you want to do is open the rib cage, blow the midsection out, and optimize the length and position of those abdominal muscles. And same thing again, shorten them out by blowing into the spine and then hunching around. Good, perfect. A lot of people that I see in the gym when they're doing this kind of exercise, what they're doing is they're just leveraging straight up and down. They're not actually optimizing the lengthening and shortening phases of the abdominal muscles. So what we're actually probably going to find is going to get a lot more of a lower hip flexor engagement, all right? And they're not going to be maximizing that shortened position of the abdominals for maximal contractual phase. Good. Let's go, 10. Good, get that, open up. Stable, through the mid. Go. Round, go. Open. Good, round. Good. And again. Go 5. 4, open. Abs to spine, go. Good, open. All right. So guys, we're up to our biceps. So we've got a lever preacher curl here. This preacher curl is very unique. Obviously, as you'll see when Kirstie gets into the movement, we're actually utilizing a lot of the gravity force in this movement. So as Kirstie leans over, if you can lean over for us, Kirstie, grab your handles, get ready for setup. Right, as you can see, she's actually leaning over the bench. So what's happening is actually lining the biceps, right, into the line of force of the gravity. So as we're coming up, we're not only applying what weight we have on, but we're also utilizing that gravity force as well. So it's actually quite a hard preacher curl compared to one that's typically up on a 45. So what we notice with Kirstie is Kirstie struggles with a shoulder limitation. So her external rotation is actually quite poor. So in this movement, when we first commenced, her elbows were pulling in quite dramatically. We've since repositioned this out. So we actually want to focus on ensuring that the hand, the wrist, the elbow, and the deltoid head, so the joint, all right, of the shoulder, is all in line. So what we're actually focusing on is that's going to be all in line, following that same pathway. So that way we're getting an even tension through both heads of our biceps, all right? And we're focusing on the full lengthening position, all right? And then curling all the way to the top. Good. So as fatigue hits, we find that Kirstie will start to pull her elbows in, so favoring more of the external head of the bicep. It's just a matter of repositioning, refocusing on that alignment, and ensuring that's effective. So we've got 12 reps here by 3 sets. Go. Go over the bench. Got chest over. Don't come back. Good. And again. Up, 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 up. Elbows out. Good. 2 more. Up. Stay over the bench. Good. 1 more. Up. Elbows out. Don't pull. Keep going. Keep going. All right guys, so next up is we've got an incline spider curl. Preacher curl is what you kind of call it. I prefer to call it a spider curl. A rep. The only thing is it's with a dumbbell rather than a barbell. So what we're doing is we've got a chest well supported at the top. We're leaning over, so that way what we're taking out is a lot of the other muscles that come into play. We're putting the straight tension and gravity onto the bicep, so maximum mechanical tension here. All right, what we're going to do is just focus on keeping the arms directly in line here, driving straight up through the bicep to the shoulder head, making sure that it aligns with the elbow and the wrist. All right, and then lengthening all the way down. Now the biggest mistake I see on this is when people go down, rather than having control, they actually allow it to fully go backwards and then they come back up again. What they're doing is actually maximizing with momentum here. So with Kirstie, what we're doing is going to put our hands directly behind here, and that way it acts like a barrier. So as she goes down, what you actually want to be focused on is extending straight at the elbow. So once we get to that dead point there, we want to push the elbow out, maximize the length of position in the bicep, and then stall 1 second and power it back up. All right, let's go. Good. Straight down. Perfect. So just like that, so that way we can maximize the mechanical tension through the bicep. All right, and we're not deferring that tension into any other body part. Good. So we've got 12 reps here by 3 sets. Good, let's go. All right, so now we're moving on to our triceps. So what we've got an incline tricep extension using a V-bar and a cable. So like you can see here with Kirstie, she's on a 45-degree angle bench. All right, we're gonna pull the cable in, grab the bar there. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the elbows down to the side of the body. Good. In this movement, before you even start initiating, what you wanna do is actually depress the scaps. All right, lock them into play, tuck your elbows in, and then get ready to extend. So once we're in that position, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive that cable directly straight down on that angle. Good. Perfect. Locking out the tricep, maintain that tension, like you can see on this side. All right, triceps on, and then lengthening all the way up, keeping the shoulder relaxed, triceps braced and elbow braced to the side, and extend again. So there should be no movement through the shoulder, all right, or opening up through the lats. The elbow should maintain into its side position and extending straight down and up. All right, so once you get all the way up, you can see that's the maximal position. It won't go up any further without the alteration into the shoulder. So once you're at that point, maintain that stretch, and then driving out, maintain that contraction for a pause of about 1 second. Good, drive. With my hand, push your elbows in, yep. Keep going, hold, keep that tension for 20 seconds.
Just like a spark that's breaking out.
Yeah, lat and oblique. It says it's starting to release. All right, so next up is a second tricep exercise. So we've got overhead tricep extension. So as you can see, the cable point is on the bottom here. All right, so the line of direction is going up on the 45, passing through the tricep. All right, as you can see, Kirstie's in a position here. I'm gonna squeeze the elbows in, close to the head. All right, that way we can line up with the triceps. All we're gonna do is keep those elbows tight, behind the head, full stretch. All right, keep the midsection brace and driving all the way to the top. All right, let's go. Good, so elbows in. Good, keep your head up. Good. Good. 4. 5, elbows up. 6. Let's go. 7. 8, let's go. Drive. 9. 10. 2. 1. Beautiful. All right, guys, so now we move on to our shoulders. That concludes our arm sessions. First of all, what we're doing is our rear delts. I always love to start and hit the rear delts, especially with her struggling with external rotation. The rear delts is one of the lagging body parts before we start heading to laterals or any other pressing movements, all right, or front deltoid focus. In this one, we're normally doing a cable rear delt, but because she is struggling with a bit of a scapular restriction, all right, just through a bit of tightness. But what we want to do is cable won't allow for a sturdy movement, and with restrictions, it will alter the position quite quickly. So we've placed her onto the machine, so that way we have a more controlled movement environment, just to emphasize the rear delt. So in the alignment, what you want to do is focus on the rear delt insertion here, line up your hands directly in line with that, so that way as you're driving back, the rear delt is getting maximal tension through it. All right, so let's get into the movement. With the range, we're not getting a full scapular retraction here, so we're just shortening out where the rear delt is maximal contracted. So come out and boom, there. Any further, all right, if you come back further anyway, you're going to engage a lot more scapular retraction, which is not what we want. We want to engage rear delts, sorry, all right, and at the same time, keeping the traps nice and low. Go. Good, arms out, full stretch. Go. Elbows to the back of the wall. Good, let's go.
Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities.
Good, strong.
Some days I feel scared.
Good, 2. 3, let's go, 10, come on. 4, all the way, go. 5, let's dig. 6, come on. 7, let's push. 8, come on. 9, 10, easy, 2 more to go. Last one. Good. Good, full lengthen. Go. Let's go, pump out 5. Good, 4, go. 3, up, 2, good, 1.
I wanna taste your content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption.
All right, guys, so to finish off our shoulder and arm session today, we're doing a superset, which is going to be focused on very much the interior deltoids, all right, but also its main functionality is metabolic stress environment, okay? So first of all, we've got a cable upright row with a straight bar. We've got 12 reps here, and then we're gonna finish off on some dumbbell front raises till failure. So 12 to 15 reps is what we're sort of targeting here. With the cable, it's super important. As you're coming down on that 45, most people are gonna focus on the external rotation at the top and driving more with the traps and rhomboids. All right, what we wanna focus on is driving the elbows directly up. You will work on that 45, so we'll incorporate a lot more of that rear delt, but drive up, don't externally rotate, okay? And then with the front raises, what we're going to do is we're not gonna focus on momentum. We're gonna come straight down at the front, pause, straight back up. All right, let's rip in.
Ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Good, pause, up. Good, pause, up. Good, pause, up. Good, pause, up. Good, and again. Off the legs, pause there, up. Pause. And again, pause. And again, hips tight, abs on, go. Good, 3, 2, 1. Up. Good. All right, guys, so that concludes our shoulder and arm session, 8 weeks out with athlete Kirstie. So guys, I hope you guys got a good little insight to sort of what we're doing in this phase. So obviously with this program, like we said, we just came out of a diet break for 2 weeks. As you can see in her physique, she's holding quite lean in the upper body. Our biggest target is to obviously bring in the legs, and given our feedback from our last show, the legs is what struggled to come in the last show. Upper body always comes in nice and early. So with this diet break, we're now heading into another little deficit to help tighten up these legs, bring them out, and we're also going to feature a lot more volume through the legs in this session as well. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned as we keep you guys updated as we get closer to the comp.
Chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I saw.